everybody. Welcome back to the channel here. As always, I'm Andrew Cavanaugh. I want to say thank you for coming back to Cavanaugh's Corner. Today on the channel, we're going to be talking about a movie that just came out this week. This is a movie I've always really enjoyed. I remember seeing it when I was younger and just really thinking that this movie was insane, like completely insane. And only the combination of Quentin Tarantino and Tony Scott could have made a movie this insane. And I'm glad that after a very long period of time, we finally have this in 4K, and that is True Romance. This is, again, Tony Scott film. We got Christian Slater, Patricia Arquette, Dennis Hopper, Val Kilmer, Gary Oldman, Brad Pitt, Christopher Walken. The Chris Penn's in this, the Tom Sizemore is in this, the list goes on and on and on, and it's just a great film, or at least I think it's a great film. This movie kind of is divisive depending on who you are, what you think of this. I've always really enjoyed this movie. I pre-ordered this like 2 months ago on Amazon when I found out that Arrow Video was coming out with this. And I had to pick this guy up. I absolutely had to pick this up. This is the really ultra special collector's edition Steelbook from Arrow. I actually never gotten the chance to get one of these that has like extra stuff in it besides RoboCop. Of course, in the channel here, we always talk about picture quality, audio quality, special features, stuff like that. But this, in it unto itself, is its own little special feature. This is such a fantastic set. I'm going to go through it with you so you can see it here. The outside is a really nice, like, hard cardboard, and then you've got the, of course, the "You're So Cool" napkin there that Patricia Arquette writes for Christian Slater in the movie. I really love that. We've also got the poster that comes with it, which is just huge. Of course, it has the new artwork. Whoops, okay, I'm dropping everything today. It has the new artwork on one side, and as long as you can see it there, and then the classic poster artwork on the other. And I do actually really like this new poster, but for some reason I'm just nostalgic for the old 90s poster artwork. I really like that. The booklet is also fantastic. You've got, there's the classic, another classic image poster there. There's, there they are on the couple there in the back on top of the Cadillac. And this has just got tons of articles. It's got interviews. All kinds of really nice stuff. The nicest one I've gotten that's outside the Criterion Collection, honestly. The one that came with RoboCop is amazing too, but this is really something. Also talks about the restoration. Now this is a new 4K restoration. I'm going to show you the Steelbook really quickly, and then we'll kind of get into the actual transfer in the movie and what I thought of it. This Steelbook is awesome. I love the kind of like illustrated versions, and they also have their names with the tattoos to the side of them there, if you can see that. That's pretty cool. There's Alabama and Clarence on that side. And here are the discs inside. Again, unbelievable stuff. There's actually something in here that I want to show you guys too. So there they are kissing in the phone booth in that really hot scene there. And of course you got the 4K and the standard Blu-ray on that side. The other thing that's really cool that I don't think they advertised when they came out with this is that it does come with a little sticker of the tattoo. It comes with a bunch of these lobby cards, and it even comes with a postcard. And you can see the Safari Inn with the Cadillac, postcard. I thought that was cool. And then here's the really cool one. This I thought was amazing. They actually included a fake mini poster for the fake movie that they mention in the film, and here it is right here, and it says "Coming Home in a Body Bag." And here's the really cool thing about this. I had to look at this because I just thought this was wild. Is that it says on the bottom, it says a Lee Donowitz production, and then it says on the bottom, I don't know if you can see this, but it says special guest star Rick Dalton as Colonel McDuff. And it actually even says music by Michael Kamen, which I think is wild. He was a very famous composer. Most of you guys will know who that is. But, you know, the fact that it actually says Rick Dalton in there, who is Leonardo DiCaprio's character in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, I thought that was the absolute most wildest thing, and I did not notice that until a couple days after I actually bought the set and I read the little credits. So, neat little thing there. But anyway, enough about the packaging. I want to actually talk to you about the movie itself, because the 4K disc on this is outstanding. It is a great disc because it is a new 4K digital intermediate, and I watched the director's cut of this film in Dolby Vision with the 5.1 mix, and I have to say the movie looked amazing. I noticed little to no issues with the film whatsoever. There is a layer of grain in the film. Very rarely does it get above a level that I would say is heavy. It's a low to medium throughout the movie. I really thought the movie was outstanding looking. Colors now are vivid, much more vivid than they were before. But the movie does not have an extraordinarily new color palette. I thought the movie as a whole looked pretty much the way I remembered it, just brighter. The detail level is a big step up. The 4K resolution really does a great job in showing little details. The violence now is extraordinarily graphic. I noticed some things in this that I did not notice in previous watches of this film. There are some really brutal, nasty, violent moments in this film, and again, I won't spoil the film for you if you haven't seen it. Man, it is, it's great. I mean, it looks fantastic. You can really see now, there's a scene in which Patricia Arquette kind of gets beat up, and without giving too much away, it's a really nasty, brutal scene, and you can see afterwards, like, how her nose is not quite right, and you know, it's brutal, it's nasty, and again, this movie is not for everybody, but it is a great film, and I always enjoyed, like, the way the story is told. The characters are all very interesting, but yeah, the movie now looks much more vivid than it did before, especially the color palette now of the reds and blues are much more deeper. Blood is, of course, now much more vibrant than it was before. There's a lot of blood in this film. I think the HDR, especially the Dolby Vision, really does lend a hand in differentiating certain colors. The scene where Christian Slater goes and visits Gary Oldman, that place where he goes, this guy's lair is so dingy. And you can see so many more things now, the lights, the different colors of all the different lights. Gary Oldman playing Drexel, which is one of the nastiest characters in the history of film, and he's barely in the movie. He moves this light up and shines it right in the camera, and that light is blinding now because of that HDR, and you almost feel like Christian Slater does in the film. It's like, oh God, it's so bright. And again, you know, shadow detail is greatly improved now. There's a lot of things that got a big step up with this 4K versus older iterations of the film. It's a massive upgrade, and the director's cut, watching that, I did not notice nothing in terms of quality dips. When the footage went from the the standard version to the director's cut, nothing. I noticed absolutely nothing whatsoever, and they did a really great job. And I kind of noticed that it was a little less noticeable on this than it was on RoboCop, but it also could be because the elements that were restored may have been in better condition for this than it was for RoboCop. So again, got to be careful how you differentiate the two. The other big thing with this is that I did watch it in 5.1, and the 5.1 mix I thought was fantastic. There are, you know, again, there's quite a few scenes in this where there's a lot of violence and shootings and people getting beat up and stuff like that, cars screeching, and I thought that 5.1 mix was fantastic. And it's a DTS HD 5.1 master, and that DTS master, it really, you know, brings out everything. I had no issues with it whatsoever. Hans Zimmer's score, which is phenomenal in this, one of my favorite scores of his, actually. It really just roars at you throughout the film. It does have that 90s kind of tinge to it, which I love, but it's a really great score. And again, the movie as a whole just really just now is just so much more in your face than it was before. I loved it. I loved every minute of it. The other thing that's really fantastic about this set is that it does come with a ton of special features, and the special features are actually on both discs. I watched the new interviews. I was not able to watch the entirety of the film with all the different commentaries, because this does have quite a few different commentaries now. There is a commentary an older commentary by director Tony Scott. There's also a commentary by Quentin Tarantino, a commentary by Christian Slater and Patricia Arquette, and another commentary by critic Tim Lucas. So there is quite a few commentaries on here. There's so many, and I was not able to watch any of them because I just watching this movie so many times over, I just couldn't do it. There are actually select scene commentaries with Saul Rubinak and Bronson Pinchot, who are two hilarious people. Those guys are just amazing. There's an interview with costume designer Susan Becker, who does a really great job talking about the clothing and stuff for the film. There's a new interview with co-editor Michael Tronick, which is probably my favorite out of all the interviews, because he really talked about working with Tony Scott. He talked in depth about working with him and editing the film, and editing is something that I really love doing. I do it for all these videos here. I edit and I film all my videos here, and these guys were working with, you know, film, and it's a little different now. But I love the idea of these guys sitting down and cutting the movie, and it talks about the different cuts of the film, and it's really, really impressive, and he gives a great interview. There's also an interview with co-composers Mark Mancina and John Van Tongeren, which again, they talk about the score of the film. Kind of interesting because they are not, they're not really credited in the film. Hans Zimmer is listed as the main composer, so these guys did contribute. So again, you know, Hans is kind of infamous for using like a team of people, and he gets all the credit. But those guys are very, very talented, very, very talented individuals. Mark Mancina in his own right is a great composer who did music for like the first Bad Boys, Speed, a lot of great, really entertaining films. And there's a new interview with Larry Taylor, who wrote a book about Tony Scott, which is really, really great to hear. And there's some deleted scenes, alternate ending that has commentaries with Tony Scott and Quentin Tarantino, so you can watch that 3 different ways. There's old EPK, or electronic press kit featurettes, behind-the-scenes footage with a bunch of actors and Tony Scott, trailers, TV spots, image galleries. So this thing has got a ton of stuff, just a massive amount of special features. I was able to get through a good amount of them, but man, there are just so many. Some of them are holdovers from older Blu-rays and DVDs, but this is the total package here. I absolutely love this. I'm glad I pre-ordered it, and I'm glad I got the big, huge special package, because I really love the box art and everything. I mean, they really put a lot of love and care into this. I mean, this is a highly, highly recommended film for me. As somebody who loves Quentin Tarantino's films and also loves Tony Scott's films, I adore Tony Scott. I think he is one of, if not the greatest action director that has ever lived. Top Gun, Beverly Hills Cop 2, Crimson Tide, Man on Fire, Enemy of the State, I mean, God, the lists, I mean, Unstoppable, the list goes on and on and on. I even like Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3, the remake. I even like that. But he has made some of the greatest action films. I also even love, like, The Last Boy Scout. That's actually, like, one of my favorite action films of all time. But without Tony Scott, we don't have directors like Michael Bay. We just don't have a lot of the action movies we've gotten over the years without Tony Scott. So again, you know, this guy was just, he was way ahead of his time, and we definitely lost him way too soon. Way too soon. So definitely pick up True Romance on 4K. It doesn't matter what version you get. You want to get this big boy, go for it. I like to go all out for certain films that I love and adore. This is one of them. Again, you know, I'll leave links in the description below. I have links to Amazon and Zavvi.com. Either one of those, whichever one you use. I do get a little bit of a kickback here on the channel, so it does support the channel. I greatly appreciate if you use those links to pick up anything that you want, and I hope you pick it up because it is so worth the money. This is such a fantastic release. Even though this film is only just shy of 30 years old, I really love it, and it's just a testament that just shows how great this new format is for films that are just a little bit older or even very old. It really just makes it like you're watching the movie for the first time all over again. This is definitely one of the best 4Ks of the year so far. I love this disc. Just want to say thank you all for coming back to Kavanaugh's Corner. If you enjoyed this, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel so I can keep bringing you reviews like this. Until next time, please stay safe and take it easy.